What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to another post-commentary duel video. That's right, we're back in action with the live IRL duels. I know you guys have missed them. I know a lot of you guys don't like the dueling book stuff. I've never really liked posting those. I just wanted to post them just to get some content up while I waited for cards to come in the mail. So I hope that I didn't upset you guys too much. But we're back with the IRL duels. This time I'm playing against my friend's Pendulum deck. Just regular Pendulums. Zefra Pendulums, I should say. And I am playing Mermails, as per usual. The deck that I'm sort of sticking with at the moment, so it definitely needs to be ironed out. This was like my first time testing the build with everything that I wanted to originally run in it. Basically just ironing it out. It definitely could use work. What it needs, I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely think I need to play with it more, and I need to find the inconsistencies because there were some issues. And honestly, I don't even know if there were issues in part of the deck that I'm playing or just what I had to play against. But as you can see, he's got 2 set back row and pendulum in his pendulum scale. I don't know what that one's name is. It's a newer one. But the one pendulum on his field that is not underneath the pink sleeve but just above it, that one has the ability to, once return, I think during either player's turn, he can target a monster or special from the extra deck on my side of the field and negate its effects until the end of the turn, which I thought would prove more of a problem. I mean, it does end up being to prove a problem, but it's kind of annoying to deal with, especially in this deck because it has 2400 defense, so I can't really do anything to get over it. And I basically go here, do the Megalo discard Dragoons, or no, Megalo discard Gund and Pike, and do all those plays. Actually, no. I think I discarded Gund and Mander and summoned them that way. Because I was thinking I could go for a rank 4 at this point. I really don't have much else to work with in my opening hand. Something that I could go into my Starboy. But, like, either way, I'm expecting him to do the negation. So I just kind of go with Dweller because it has more attack. I have Monster Reborn. So, like... But, like, I just didn't want to use it because I didn't feel like it was necessary to go into. To, like, waste it immediately. I just feel like I didn't need to. And I did open Solemn Judgment. I do use that on his desires. It's a hefty 4,000 life point cost. I do end up using it because I'll make him drop the first 10 cards off the top of his deck. I think it's pretty worth it, since it just negates anything. He does activate another Pendulum Scale, and he does Pendulum Summon Odd Eyes from his, I believe from his extra deck, because it is now in his extra monster zone. He's going to link for Electromite. I think this card had just come out. Very good card for Pendulums. I think it allows him to, like, destroy a card on his field and then search, or add one from his extra deck to his hand. And then he'll trigger the effect of his other Pendulum monster to summon another one from deck, etc., etc. Gains a lot of advantage, basically. And then he's going to Terraforming for a Oracle of Zefra. But right now, I just have the Dweller, the Megalo, and a Set Sphere. But, again, I don't think there was too much I could have done with that opening hand because he has that monster under his field that can negate any extra deck monster that I go into. I can't attack over it. Anything that will give me attack boost, he could easily negate. I'm a Starboy. Anything. I could have maybe been able to make a Decode Talker if I had used, and he's going to Divine Strike the Sphere, and that will pretty much end any hopes of me winning that game as we go into game 2. But I could have Monster Reborn back like a Dragoons or a Gund linked into a Decode Talker, and then make sure Decode Talker was pointing to Megalo, and then beat over it But then he could just negate the Deco Talker, right? And then it's only at 2,300. So I don't really have an out there to successfully deal with the with that card. Or technically, because this is a good way to reflect on my play, is doing these post-commentary duel videos. There was someone Megalo discarding Dragoons and Mander. Get a search and a search. But I could have arguably done was discard or summon Pike, discard. Hopefully the Pike goes through because he does have the Divine Strikes. Pike, discard the Dragoons, add an infantry and something else, and then summon Megalo by discarding an infantry, and hopefully I get to destroy, you know, his monster that way, and maybe be able to attack over it again. But like I said, he had like double Divine Strike at that point, so there's not much I could do. Here I go into my Starboy for Moulin, and then able to use Soul Charge to bring back double Dragoons for Bahamut Shark, go into Toad, get our engine going a little bit, and then set Sphere. And I search Nept Abyss. He's going to activate Oracle of Zefra. It just gives him a quick search. I didn't want to burn the negation on the first thing unless it was absolutely necessary, like a Raigeki or something. Because I don't want to negate the first thing he throws out because it's probably bait. And then have him just activate something again afterwards and just completely get around it. So trying not to get outplayed. Activates a Pendulum Scale. Obviously can't negate it at the moment, so it's, of course it's going to go through. And then I'm not sure what he activates next. Just thinking about what he wants to go and do next. You see what I knocked out of his hand there was an Allure of Darkness and a Zefra Divine Strike. So one less Divine Strike I have to worry about, and less advantage I have to worry about him getting off of cards like Allure. Because I think in the first game, or maybe the next game, he does resolve like 3 Allures in one turn, 2 or 3. And it's actually just mind-numbing the amount of draws the deck gets. We'll summon the Yang Zing Pendulum Monster, use its effect. I'm going to negate it with Toad. Set it to my side of the field, because I do not want him to get a search. And then he's going to just go ahead and scoop there, and we're going to go into game 3. I don't think I've addressed this already, but if anybody's wondering what the pink sleeve is doing in the middle of the field, it's basically for me to keep my zones right, just so I know where I'm putting things, because his playmat is zoned, mine is not, so want to make sure I don't screw up the zones. There's one allure, like I said, there's 2 allure. This is the duel. He gets all those allures going, and then he's going to add, activate that Zefra card. I forget its name. I'm just terrible with remembering things. But it gets him a search, basically. He's going to add Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. The classic, the OG. Pendulum Summon for 2. Add a Divine Strike. And then he's going to link into Electromite, of course, now giving him fodder to use the Zefra Divine Strike, as you can see. Now has 2 things in his extra deck. And then he's going to use Electromite's effect to search, and then triggers other Pendulum Monsters effect. Brings out the one that negates extra deck monsters, so I'm thinking, well, goddamn, now I got to deal with this thing again. And there's the 3rd Allure of Darkness. All the draws, all the advantage. You know, me not opening well the first game has put me in this bad position where I now need to win this game, where the match, of course, is over. So I know right now, at least he has at least 1 Divine Strike, 1 negation of pretty much anything that I do. So I want to start with a Moray of Greed. Right here we're checking to see if it shuffles into the deck for cost, but no, it's just 1 effect. Shuffle 2 waters in your deck, draw 3 cards. There's no semicolon. And I'm pretty sure the Super Rare version of Moray of Greed is the most up-to-date version. Again, I'm trying to bait out this Divine Strike as best as I can. So I go for the 1-for-1 because I have a Nept Abyss in hand. So I'm hoping he negates the 1-for-1, which he does. And I do end up having to discard for cost, because that version right there is an old text. There's no semicolon on it. It's just a period after discard 1 monster from your hand. Especially summon 1 level 1 monster from your deck to your hand, or from your deck to your field. So I do end up discarding. I discarded extra Teus because I think I went double Teus. My hand was just clunky and weird. But the Teus Neptibus combo I opened. It's just a matter of fact of me getting it off. And of course he has another Divine Strike. I cannot recall if he added that turn. Or he just opened it in addition to searching an extra one. So like, it's just really unlucky. So now I have like a Soul Charge in my hand and a Teus. And I have to pass. Activates Duelist Alliance, gets a free search of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I think now looking back, one thing maybe I could have done differently was use the 1-for-1, discard the Teus, and then the Soul Charge, target Teus, have him maybe bait out another negation, and use the other Divine Strike to stop the Soul Charge, but it was just a Soul Charge for 1, so I don't know if he would have done that. I go Soger to the Electromite, I get that off the field. Of course, the effect still goes through, but I'd rather not have that anymore, because it's been generating so much advantage for him. I figured it'd be the biggest threat, at least down the road, in a turn or two from now. And then going to get another effect off. Summon one from hand. It's going to summon Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. The OG Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Remember when that card first came out in Duelist Alliance? Boy, oh boy, was that a long time ago. And then he goes into that generic Link monster. Never seen it before, but he goes into it. And then basically this allows him, by sending that Ixties monster to the grave, he goes into Decode Talker, and then he gets to summon a free Vortex Dragon, right? Free Vortex Dragon puts me down to like 2,400 life points at this point. Things are not looking good. Vortex can pretty much stop anything that I want to do. So long as he has like stuff in his extra deck. Not looking too good for me. I think this is where I make a big mistake. Like I said, I have the Soul Charge in hand, right? I should have started the turn by using Soul Charge, so this is a huge mistake. I don't expect to be playing perfect since I've gotten back in and reacclimated myself with the game. I don't expect myself to make perfect plays. This is against a deck I hadn't played against in a long time. I have little experience playing against. I should have just not have summoned Neptibus first. I should have just Soul Charged first, because I even asked him, like, you know, if I would have Soul Charged, would he have negated? He said, yeah. Because, you know, at this point, I have a Teus and a Neptibus in grave. The Neptibus I can use if it hits the board off the Soul Charge. At least I'm targeting 2. And it gets negated, and I lose 2,000 life points because it gets negated. I still have to pay the cost, and I summon Neptibus and am able to go off. But once the Neptibus goes through, and I add the Megalo eventually, which I would need to add. He does have a Ghost Ogre in his hand. I don't know if you guys were able to see it there at the end, but he did show me he had an Ogre in his hand, which would have stopped my play. Either way, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Maybe I should have just Soul Charged first, then Neptibus, and see where it would have gotten me. But yeah, I hope I don't disappoint you guys in my lackluster ability to play Mermails right now. I'm working on it, believe me. Just trying to balance it with every other thing that's going on. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to, of course, you know what to do. Leave a like. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today. Really appreciate the support. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.